Welcome from New York. This is Brett Johnson with OneMedRadio. Today we are with Larry Birch, who is the CEO of DATATRAK International, symbol DATA on the OTCQX. DATATRAK just released their quarterly results. Larry Birch has joined us today. Larry, welcome.
Thanks, Brett.
So, Larry, can you tell us a little bit about the quarter that just ended?
Yeah, DATATRAK had a really exceptional quarter and was indicative of exactly what we said we were going to do over 2 years ago when we began the restructuring efforts of the company. And now, as we move, out of that into a more stable and frankly growth-oriented mode, the results are speaking for themselves. In this quarter, we recorded revenue of over $2 million, which is the highest revenue quarter we've had since 2008. We also contracted over $4 million in new sales in the quarter, which is the highest quarter of new contracted sales in over 5 years. And in fact, Brett, I'll tell you, we sold more in Q2 than we sold in all of 2009, which I think is an incredible thing. That balanced with the cash infusion that we received this quarter from a partner company that bought a lot of data from us, and with that cash, we now are going to use that. And in fact, I would tell our shareholders we basically have a non-dilutive fundraising. So that allows us the ability to continue our investment in new salespeople, new marketing programs, new software development initiatives to build out our product line. And in fact, we'll talk about the marketing initiatives later and the way we productize our business. And, really allowing us to start to accelerate that growth curve and the contracted sales. I expect that as we move into 2012 and 2013, we will see the effects of these new contracts and how that will begin to accelerate our revenue. So again, with our margins, every quarter we reinvest as much as we can, maybe even a little more than our profit, in hiring new folks, creating new programs, building up our business, and really becoming a real force in the e-clinical landscape. And what I can tell you is DATATRAK, I think, is back as a great player in this space.
What do you attribute the increase in sales, the recent increase in sales?
Well, I think since we stabilized the company, our customer base is very happy about that. I mean, we sell to pharma companies that are looking for partners who are going to be here for the long term, and clearly with our financial picture we are, so that's great. But they've always wanted to buy, a better technology. And frankly, we have a better technology than our customers have. And so in a way, I would tell you than our competitors have. And so what I would tell you is that to a great extent, on a head-to-head comparison, we tend to win. And so that's great. And by the way, you need folks to actually get out there and sell it. We've expanded our sales force. We have many more people, feet on the street, if you will. We have much more sophisticated marketing programs today and lead generation. So we're getting our software in front of more people. And again, I've always believed that the more people that see our software, frankly, they fall in love with it and they tend to buy it. And so it's really a confluence of a lot of efforts: superior R&D, superior marketing initiatives, and now feet on the street selling the product. And it's been a very long. It's a long process because we're selling. These are long sales cycles, but we're starting to see the results of that. And as I said, if this trend continues over the next several years, we're creating a very powerful company.
Mm-hmm. Can you talk a little bit about the sales cycle, and then also about the sort of length of these contracts?
Well, it depends on the phase. DATATRAK is a full service e-clinical company. What I mean by that is that there are companies that will specialize in early phase, mid phase, late phase trials. We specialize in all of them. There are companies that have applications that may only hit one or two parts of the process of clinical trials. As we've talked about in the past, DATATRAK views the clinical trial process as not many processes. It's one process with many complex components. And so, in terms of the product base, our competitors sometimes are selling a variety of different things. So the customers that we're looking at, and I view clinical trials, and I talk about this a lot, is in terms of they're like snowflakes. They all look the same, but they're all very, very different. But we actually have the ability to customize the way we sell and our product and the services that we accompany those products with, and the services we can bring to the table with our CRO partners and help them sell as well. We can tailor that so that each individual snowflake can be managed the way a customer wants to be managed and designed, and a trial built that our customers think will accelerate their drug timeline in this identification process we call clinical trial.
You talked a little bit in our last interview about the NTT data agreement. Can you tell a little? You mentioned that also in your press release. Can you talk a little bit about that project?
Well, our relationship with NTT Data is very strong, and NTT is a great company globally, specifically in Japan, but it's a global enterprise. And they have contracted with us again to build out their business in Japan. So it's an expansion of the current agreement. And in Japan, they also are looking to move into additional markets. So again, breadth is good, breadth of opportunities in which to sell. And they're moving into post-marketing studies in Japan. So we're actually building an application for them using our unique software application to help them in that marketplace. And so I expect that they're with this with this better new opportunity to sell, a new product, a new differentiated product in that marketplace on top of the clinical product they're already selling, I would expect that their growth to increase quite rapidly, and that's good for us because we fully expect to expand our relationship with NTT over time, and maybe faster than we have in the past. Growth is a very dynamic thing that lifts all ships for sure.
Mm-hmm. So in terms of investors now, why is now, in your view, a good time to buy the DATATRAK stock?
Well, look, I think it's a great time. Our company is still saddled with the past. We had a previous administration of our company that failed to deliver on many fronts. The company was difficult to deal with, and customers didn't like it. I was meeting today with a senior executive from an IT company who had worked with one of the top two CROs in the country, and she years ago had been involved in a process with us. This is with DATATRAK, and we failed to get a deal because of the complexity of dealing with the old DATATRAK. And today, she wants to do a transaction with us and sort of reinitiate herself to the DATATRAK story, because she always said the technology was the best in the industry, but the company was difficult to deal with. So that's what created the stock price decline that we're suffering from today, and the delisting, et cetera, is that type of management recalcitrance, frankly. Well, the new DATATRAK is easy to deal with. We've got a great product. As I told you, we deal with trials and we treat them like snowflakes, everyone being unique and precious, and we help our customers to manage those individual nuances in a way that safely accelerates their drugs to market. And so with that new approach, and as again we're seeing the result of that, the stock price is lagging behind that. Just as when our stock price was higher, it was lagging behind the problems the company had. The stock was at many dollars per share when the company probably wasn't worth it. It was on a downward track. Today we're on an upward track, and so this the stock price is lagging performance. So I would argue that especially in this with the market, with the turmoil we've seen over the last few weeks, this little company called DATATRAK may be one of the better investments in the marketplace, because you can look at our very real results, see our very real progress, look at our market cap in relation to revenue and our contracted backlog, and frankly, I believe we're a bargain.
Well, it sounds like. Well, Larry, thanks so much for joining us, and congratulations on the solid quarter and the growth in sales. We'll be looking to follow your progress in the coming months.
Thank you very much, Brett.
That's Larry Birch, CEO of DATATRAK, symbol DATA on the over-the-counter QX. Brett Johnson signing off, OneMedRadio in New York. Thank you.